What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, it's Monday. It's Lions Talk Live. Actually, it's Tuesday. I got to remember that yesterday was the holiday. Anyways, you get it. Hey, we're back on the air. We're getting after it. The morning show, everything in between. Hope everybody had a great holiday, enjoyed it with family and friends. But as you can tell from today's thumbnail, got a little bit of a topic to throw at you guys. It is the off season, so I do got to try to come up with new topics every day for a daily show. This topic, we'll see what you guys think about it, but I've come up with a list of 4 different players that I think could bounce back, have a real good, strong season, play at a higher level, maybe could say develop a little bit more, whatever metric you want to say. These 4 players are ready to bounce back from maybe disappointing 2024/5 seasons. We'll see what the Duke Crew and you guys have to think about it, but I'm going to give you some corroborating evidence and thoughts on why each of these players could break forward, have all pro type seasons, and yes, help elevate the Detroit Lions to a whole new level. All right, well, before we get into that, before we get into the 5 headlines now, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Making that march for 13,800 subs. We're about 40 subs away, give or take 1 or 2. So if you can reach on down or over or whatever you're watching on, hit that subscribe button. I surely would be thankful. Also, if you have a half moment of time, it doesn't cost a dime. Reach on over, hit that like, hit that like, thumbs up button, whatever you want to call it button. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. As you guys probably know, if you watched YouTube for any length of time, anytime you get interaction through a like or a thumbs up or a comment or a share or whatever, it just helps kick out the video to more and more people who haven't perhaps yet discovered the channel. Last but never least, if you are considering buying or selling property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, let alone the continental United States, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. Been in the industry of real estate for over 30 years. So if you're looking for someone who's going to, help walk you through things, make sure nothing's confusing, take care of you, make sure you're not overcharged by any entity within the process. This can be for vacant land, commercial property, a home. You get it. Anything to do with real estate that can help you out. And again, try to make the process a whole lot easier. If you're outside of the state of Michigan, I can still work with you. Just got to do some things a little differently. All right, with all that done, set out of the way, let's get this show rocking and rolling and going. And I can already tell you, I'm going to anticipate that Pierce, amongst others, will maybe have a raised eyebrow or two with a couple of these people. So, hey, let's get over to 5 headlines now. All right, 5 glorious headlines coming at you on 1, 2, and a 3. Detroit Lions 91-man roster predictions featuring 3 players who aren't even currently with the team. A to Z Sports, Mike Payton on this one. I got to like the fact that Mike Payton's a little forward-thinking and working on this. I'm going to try to bring this one on the screen so you can see what he put out there. And again, when we do the 5 headlines now, this is just basically reciting people who have put in work on articles that, hey, if you got some free time today, this week, whenever it is, may want to check them out. They're noteworthy. All right, at the quarterback position, he's got Jared Goff, Hendon Hooker, Kyle Allen. Probably no real debates there. Running backs, Gibbs, Montgomery, Reynolds, Sionvaki. Kyle, boy, I'm going to kill this last one. Badachu, so Rabuchu. So anyways, I'm not even close probably on that one. And then Anthony Titus. Titus I like. I think he's got an outside puncher's chance to make this team. If you guys haven't seen the tape on him, May want to go and check them out. I think there's some real intrigue there. But yes, two of those guys, as you can see, they're notated. They're on the outside looking in right now. All right, wide receivers, he's got 10 people on the 91. Remember, the Lions do have an extra roster spot because Ahmed Hussein has a roster exemption currently, although the NFL is looking to removing that. At this point, though, he does have the exemption, so the Lions, instead of 90, they have 91. All right, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Isaac Tesla, Tim Patrick, Khalif Raymond, Jackson Meeks. If you don't know, let me tell you, Jackson Meeks was an undrafted free agent, signed with Detroit, had tons of offers from different teams, signed here. Could it be because he is the nephew of Zadarius Smith? We'll find out in time. Jacoby Kenny, James Tom Kennedy. Hey, Tom Kennedy, man. It's like this guy just never leaves. He's always here. Dominic Lovett and Hussein Butler. So we'll see what that. Ronnie Bell and Malik Taylor are on the outside. He knows. Tight end. Oops. Let me fix that on the screen. Sam I am Laporta, Brock Wright, Kenny Yarbrough, Zane Zylstra, Zach Horton, and Luke Deal. We'll see how many of those guys can make it. Offensive line, you got a long list of guys. And for the most part, I think we'd all agree this list are people who can play. Taylor Decker, Christian Mahogany, Frank Ragnow, Tate Ratledge, Panay Sewell, Miles Frazier, Graham Glasgow, Giovanni Manu, Dan Skipper. Boy, I was just going to say Yodi. I always kill Okada's name. Kobe Scoresdale, Jamarco Jones, Netai Mutai, who, hey, I thought that was a nice pickup a year ago. He's probably on the outside looking in, though. Mason Miller, Kingsley Iguana, and Michael Neese. So we'll see how many of those guys make it. Defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil, Aleem the Dream, I like to call him McNeil. DJ Reader, Tyleek Williams, Roy Lopez, Makai Wingo, Levi Onsarike, Pat O'Connor, that crazy Irishman. See Chris Smith, Broderick Martin, Alquan Williams. Going on to edge rushers, Aiden Hudson. He's probably going to make it. I think this kid's got some promise. Zadarius Smith, you see it right there. We talked about it. 3 guys that may not be on the roster currently. Smith is, as we've all talked about for a while now, widely considered going to resign with Detroit just once we get maybe through OTAs and a few other things. Ahmed Hussein gets the international exemption, as we spoke about. Josh Pascal, Alaquin Muhammad, Marcus Damport, Miles Adams, Isaac Ukwa, Nate Lynn, Keith Cooper Jr. And I do like, by the way, Isaac Ukwa. I thought he had some real promise, showed development last year. He could be somebody who's a bit of a surprise player for the Lions as far as breaking forward this year. Linebackers, a gajillion people, because we know this team loves signing linebackers. Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, Rand Stewart, Trevor Nowaski, Mitchell Aguye, Abraham Beauplan, hey, the Beauplan man, Deron Gilbert, Anthony Pittman, and Ezekiel Turner. And Turner, man, he's got some wheels, but he does sometimes over-pursue. That's neither here nor there, though. All right, here's some names. Another one that is on the, maybe not on the roster yet, but could be DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, Amik Rakestraw, Amik Robertson, Enos Rakestraw, Rock Yassin, Kalia Dorsey, and Stephen Gilmore. You guys all remember him? Hopefully he can make it. Safeties, we got a gajillion guys. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Avion Maddox, Maurice Norris, Lauren Strickland, Dan Jackson, Eric Hallett, and Ian Kennelly. Let's see, special teams, Jake Bates, Jack Fox, Hogan Hatton. So what do you guys think about this list? You did get to see some guys that currently aren't on the roster. I do think Zadarius Smith, I get, we all know it. Could Gilmore be on the team too? I don't think anybody would be upset about that. He's got some promise, but obviously Lions moved on from a year ago. We'll see if they bring him back this upcoming season. All right, next to the 5 glorious headlines now. 2 Detroit Lions looking to capitalize on offseason without rehab. SB Nation story by Jeremy Risman. Hey, you could probably say there's way more than 2 people, but per this story, we get it. DJ Reader had a phenomenal season last year. His first season, I want to say in 3, where he didn't really lose time due to injury, and he was about the only Lions defensive lineman who could, say that, because as we know, unfortunately, the Lions had a ton of them. The other one on this list is going to be Sam Laporta. We're going to talk about him potentially during the main topic of the day. We know he came out of the gates a little rough. Both these guys, though, seem fairly healthy this spring. And the fact that they're not having to overcome, remember, DJ Reader, when we signed him, he was going to have to more than likely miss the start of the season as they were just trying to get him right from a torn, I think it was pectoral muscle. I don't remember off the top of my noggin, but some sort of torn upper body muscle. He'd done it, like the lower leg muscle. Sorry. quad muscle. But he had done it 2 straight seasons. The whole shebang and bang, a guy that size getting back on the field and having some explosion. Thankfully for the Lions last year, it went well. And with an off season, with him healthy, just continue to rest. DJ Reader could have a pretty pronounced season coming forward, and good for him because it is going to be a contract year for him. Laporta, 8. We all know the story about him as a rookie. He was generational, maybe the greatest rookie tight end of all time. He could be in that debate, but it is going to be a debate. Last year, whether it was just because the offense had more weapons, whether it was because he was recovering from a little bit of a knee injury, all things could be true. But by the end of the year, I think we saw Laporta do pretty well. Which of these 2 guys do you think will have the biggest impact in the upcoming season out of these 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section to the below or to the left or the right, wherever it is on your screen. All right, next of the 5 headlines out, Jameson Williams' role with the Lions has always been unique. SI.com story by John Macaron. I think John Macaron's pretty spot on with this. If you look at him since he was drafted, we all know by now, when he was drafted, he had a torn ACL, suffered it, whatever it was, 5 months before the draft or whatever. I mean, I don't remember. It was 3 months before the draft. But he had a torn ACL, and the Lions knew when they brought him on, it was going to take some time to get him on the field. You seen him get out there. You could see he was raw. You could see the promise, but you could see he had to develop a little bit. Since his emergence, I'd say really his true rookie year, his second year in the league, you can see he's had unique patterns in the offense, route structure, just going through it all. He is a rare talent. I think that's where we can best summarize it. When you look at Jameson Williams' utilization, man, I can't talk this morning. I think you see a lot of good stuff with him. With the 2 receiver set role, second half, primary backup X, and this is in 2023, he became the lead X and primary backup X, primary backup Z role. And then last year, he was the lead X and the lead Z role. So slot receiver, outside receiver. So in a nutshell, from when he's come in, he's worked his way up the depth chart. You can see how much more confidence the Lions coaching staff, and not just Ben Johnson, but the entire coaching staff has had with him. Look at the number of downfield targets he gets with the team versus anybody else on the team, and it's not even close. He's way far and ahead of everybody else on the team. I think you'll see more stability throughout his game, his route tree develop this upcoming season. You'll see him run slant patterns, crossing patterns, downfield patterns. Basically, if they can get him the ball in any kind of pattern, Jameson Williams is probably going to be a target. He is rare because we all get it. His speed is off the charts. He might be the fastest dude in the league. If not, he's in the top probably 3. And the Lions probably this season, upcoming season, are going to take even more advantage of that. Which patterns? We'll find out. But my guess is you're going to see his route tree really blossom this year. All right, Lions stud reflects on being at rock bottom before Detroit success. Fanside story by Joseph Grassano. In this, if you guys don't know, this is about probably one of the biggest rookie signings of Detroit's season a year ago, and that would be Jake Bates. Jake Bates, hey, he was on the outside looking in. Most of you guys know his story. He had a tryout the year before we were able to sign him to a contract from the UFL with the Houston Texans. Actually, lost the spot there, didn't make it, thought he was out of the business, thought he would be out of kicking, out of the NFL, out of pro football. Maybe that's a safer way to put it. And then the UFL popped up. He got a chance there. And I guess the team didn't even have high expectations for him, but he won the job. From there, you guys all know it. He was so close to just giving up on his professional dreams of being a kicker that he had, I guess, taken on some other odd jobs here and there, just trying to make ends meet. He got the invite to the UFL, Michigan Panthers, kicked a few things in tryouts. They said, all right, let's take a deeper look at him. Ended up winning the spot. And from there, the legend of Jake Bates just really blossomed. I remember everybody on the show watching it, talking about, hey, we need to sign this kid. He just hit a gajillion-yard field goal and hit a 64-yard field goal, then a 70-yard field goal. And then he got the reports in warm-ups that this guy was consistently hitting 70-plus yarders. Seemed like a pipe dream, something that couldn't stay true for too long. It must have been just like a one-time thing that he did it. But as we all know, he kept doing it over and over. Lions signed him last year, and he goes on in this story to reflect just how much in a 6-month window he went from being down and out, unemployed, scraping to make any kind of money, to, you know what, being an NFL kicker, getting a big contract, and just how fast his life not just went from zero to hero, but just turned around. Good for him. He seems like a great dude, and you know what? Seems like a Detroit Lion through and through. I'm hoping he will continue his journey for success in the upcoming season. All right, last of the 5 headlines now, where the rest of the NFL North got worse this offseason, and how the Detroit Lions can capitalize on that. A to Z Sports, Mike Payton with this one as well. His second story for us to talk about today. Hey, we'll make this quick because I looked down and, man, we've gone on with the 5 headlines now for a little bit. Green Bay got smaller, and you can look at that with their offensive line and, more importantly, their defensive line. Green Bay wanted to focus on more getting after the quarterback, putting more speed on the field, meant they got smaller, not as much beef. I'm going to guess that's not a great recipe for trying to stop the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, as you guys know, want to pound the ball, and you could argue the Lions' offensive line got bigger, faster, stronger this offseason. It's my anticipation if the Lions can impose in both games against the Green Bay Packers a run-first mentality, you're going to wear out that front 7 of the Green Bay Packers, and that really starts playing to Jared Goff. We all know this wide receiver core, tight end core, very well because of all the play-action passes. Green Bay, I'm not sure if I understand the wisdom there, but if they go out there and get after the quarterback a ton or force us into obvious passing situations, maybe it helps them. But right now, I'm going to guess that hurts them quite a bit. Minnesota Vikings have a question mark at their biggest position. We all get it. J.J. McCarthy, if you're from this state, he's more or less, walking on water, a living legend because he won a national championship. But if you're the Minnesota Vikings, there is a big, massive quarterback question there because he is, by all intents and purposes, a rookie out there. You liked Sam Darnold, you didn't like Sam Darnold, whatever side of the fence you're on, here's what you can say for the Minnesota Vikings. You had a guy who'd been in the league for whatever it was, 7 years or so a veteran presence, just waiting to be in the right system, got in the right system, got his opportunity, and he really shined other than the last 2 games of the season for the Vikings. If the Vikings miss on McCarthy or McCarthy struggles, then you know what? The Minnesota Vikings, even though I think they've added a lot of talent to this team, they may be one of the better talent-rich teams in the NFC. If the quarterback position doesn't hit right, then we all get it. Your team doesn't do much. There's going to be a ton of pressure on J.J. McCarthy, and I'm not saying he can't handle it, but he's as human as anybody else, in my opinion. If he goes out there and struggles week 1 or 2, 3 or 4, and the Vikings aren't getting wins, you guys know it as well as I know it. The national media will start jumping up and down, getting on this kid's back. Local media for the Vikings will get on his back. And yes, the fan base will get on him because they're going to want another 14-win season. They're going to want a big taste of getting after the Super Bowl. And if that doesn't happen, McCarthy might just have the biggest amount of weights on his back of any quarterback in the NFL. The Bears failed to improve the running game. The Bears missed on Ashton Gentry. I know most of us thought, man, if they get him, that's a pretty good setup for the Bears. That didn't happen. They tried to do a couple different things during the draft free agency to address the running back room, but they didn't help it too much. Where they go with things, we all get it. Most of us know Swift is a good running back, and he could be a 1,000-yard rush guy in 2025. The 1,000-yard mark, at least in my opinion, for running backs or even receivers, isn't what it used to be just because the amount of games have gone up so much, plus the rule changes over the years. But, hey, if he gets 1,000 yards, that's going to help. I personally think the Bears needed to address this a whole lot more than they did. Good for the Detroit Lions for not doing it. Because, again, the Lions want to be multidimensional on offense. They want to force you to be singular on defense. We all get it. The Lions' defense is built around taking away the run, forcing a pass. And the Chicago Bears, if they can't run the ball at all, you've got a guy who just took, 70 sacks last year or something like that, a rookie quarterback that now may go into year 2 and face that kind of heat and pressure again. We'll see what happened to Caleb Williams. I like him just because he's a USC Trojan, but at the same time, there's going to be at least 2 Sundays a year or 2 games a year, I can say, where I'm definitely rooting for him to fail. I think the Bears have not done a whole lot to help him in that regard, and which could be why he might fail again this upcoming year. All right, all that done, set out of the way. Sorry if the 5 headlines now went a little long. Let's get on over to the main topic of the day. Main topic of the day, the Lions have a lot of guys that got hurt last year. A lot of guys that had to play out of position. Whatever it is, there you got 4 people I came up with, and by all means, it's not the only 4 out there, but I think these are the core 4 guys that if they really have a bounce forward year this year, Detroit Lions team, as good as it was a year ago, I think it's going to be massively better. Let's go through them one at a time. Sam I Am Laporta. We all get it. We already talked about it during the 5 headlines now, so I'm not going to beat it up too much. He was a little beat up to start the year a year ago. We all could see it. Just wasn't running quite the same. Couldn't get downfield or, more importantly, separation from people because of that knee injury. With that being said, by the latter part of the year, that knee injury, the right knee injury, seemed to recover. He was fine. And this year, with what is assumed to be a lot of what we did last year, offensive scheme-wise, on top of having more of a downfield presence, I think Sam Laporta is going to feast. I think Sam Laporta could be an all-pro candidate, and then maybe beyond that, who knows? I believe he's a tough matchup for the vast majority of linebackers, even safeties in the league. With Laporta being somebody roaming over the middle, probably running some out routes, etc., on the sidelines, versus if we run Jameson Williams or other players on deeper patterns, drawing 2 over-the-top safeties with them, along with a corner, I think Laporta might put up legendary numbers. We know last year some of his production went down because other players ascended in the offense. This, my personal feeling going forward this year, I think you're going to see teams try to take away Jameson, take away St. Brown, force more stuff to Laporta or the third receiver, whether it's Tim Patrick, Isaac Tesla, Khalif Raymond, or whoever, I don't know. But I think Sam Laporta might be somewhere around the 1,200 to 1,500 yard mark, maybe more, with somewhere 8 to 12 touchdowns this year, just because you can't guard everybody. You know, at this point in his career, if you don't defend St. Brown, probably with 2 people, he's probably going to eat you alive. Jameson Williams, by the end of last year, I think you could tell the last 4, 6, 7 games or something like that, everybody was trying to slow him down. He just couldn't do it. You can't replicate his speed. Even with Goff out in the Washington game, we all know the story. Hey, Teddy Bridgewater comes in, gets the ball to Jameson Williams, and Jameson Williams just outruns everybody on the Washington Commanders defense. You saw that also the prior year in the playoffs against the San Francisco 49ers. We get it, J-Mo's rare. But I think Sam Laporta is going to be one of the bigger beneficiaries of that. From Laporta, since we're going to stick on offense, we're going to jump over to Taylor Decker. Decker, I listed and probably got a lot of flack over him more than anybody else, being in the top 200 players in the NFL. My reason and logic was simply this. He had to play next to a guy who did not play very well at the interior left guard spot. And you guys all know it. That's Graham Glasgow. Graham Glasgow, I don't think he's a bad guard. I don't think he's probably a starting spot guard anymore. I think he's more of a sound backup at center, that if he does have to start in limited situations, you're probably good for a week or 2. But we all get it. If you go back and watch the tape, at least why I put Decker in the top 200 is because when he looked bad, at least in my opinion, doesn't have to be your opinion, he had to slide over a leave assignments to help make up for Glasgow. Glasgow, again, I think he's better as a right guard. Most of us would probably agree on that than a left guard. And just because those little technique differences, hand placement differences, Glasgow was put in a bad spot. And I think Decker, more often than not, had to bounce over and help out. Now that doesn't seem to be the case this year, I think Taylor Decker might return to being one of the better left tackles in the league. I'm not going to say he's going to be top 5 or number 1, but I think he's somewhere around the top 10 level because he's good at everything. He's not exceptional at anything at this point in his career, in my opinion. Real good run blocker, real good pass blocker, good mobility, especially since last year you got the ankle fixed, and fairly healthy overall last year. I think Taylor Decker could really have maybe a good bounce back year. The question would then become, do you keep him around as your left tackle for another season or 2 beyond that? We'll have to wait and see how this year shakes out. All right, talk about a rookie that never really got a chance to get the wheels going last year, and that's Enos Rakestraw. We all know his story. If you don't, I'll bring it up to speed. During his pro day workout, he was injured. During the scouting combine from the NFL prior to being drafted, he was injured. Upper body, lower body, midsection injuries. Played through most of that throughout his rookie year, and just everybody kept waiting to see him get on the field. Never fully got healthy, so eventually the Lions, this last, 25% or so of the season, just shut him down and said, hey, we're just going to let him rest that abdomen injury, the hamstring injury, the injury for the injury. But now that he's okay, now that he's healthy, he could push for a starting spot. I'm not going to say he's going to beat out anybody, Terrion Arnold or DJ or Robertson for a starting spot. But if nothing else, if he's out there just forcing those guys to play their tails off to keep him from starting, now you've got one of the better rotations, 4 different corners out there. Could you, in certain situations in this scenario, move one of those corners to the Iffy Melifano role on certain packages, like a 3rd and long or whatever? Think about all the speed and the athleticism. Remember, Rakestraw still ran a 4.4 at his NFL scouting combine with a torn groin muscle. And the fact he was able to fly like that with that injury, anybody's had it probably knows you could go a whole lot faster if that thing is healed up. I suspect Enos Rakestraw, he's got a season under his belt in the NFL from a developmental standpoint, working with the coaches. This year, he might be one of the bigger breakout candidates, and I won't even be surprised to see him on special teams doing punt or kick returns. The last of the people I'm going to point out here is probably one of the ones that's more debated than any other player on this team. Yeah, let's face it, you either love the fact the Lions brought him back or you absolutely hate it. There's probably no middle ground with any of the Lions fans, and that's Marcus Davenport. When he's healthy, he's clearly a good starting level NFL defensive end. I notice I said good. I don't call him great. I don't call him legendary. I don't call him, gold jacket or anything like that. But he is as sound as you're going to find, and on one very, very attractive contract for this upcoming year. We all know the story. He can't stay healthy. And because he can't stay healthy, that's why he's got the current contract he has. But Marcus Davenport, we all know the story. Last year, he probably would have stayed healthy if he didn't get judo chopped a couple times in Arizona. The fact that the NFL had to come down after the game, pointed out that, those are illegal moves, probably speaks to things. But at the end of the day, judo chopped or not, he was not available the vast majority of the season. If Marcus Davenport does break out this year, and there's any way the Lions do get Zadarius Smith back, that's a dangerous rotation with just Aiden Hutchinson, Davenport, and Zadarius Smith. Now, if you add in Alaquin Muhammad, Pascal, maybe Ahmed Hussein, or whoever else, the Lions might just have a Philadelphia-esque like pass rush in that you've got guys that can shut down the edge, get after the running back, while also generating heat on the quarterback. I'm thinking Marcus Davenport, if this is the year, at some point, I'll just use the math terms here. The law of averages have got to go this guy's way. He's got 4 straight years of playing 25, 35% of the season. At some point, I'm guessing the dice go his way. Maybe he gets a break, and maybe we get 10 to 15 games out of him this year. That happens. I do think Marcus Davenport is going to have an impact on this team, and in a positive way. All right, Duke Crew, let's get over to you guys, see what you have to say. We got about a half hour here. If there's somebody you think should be on this list, by all means, throw it in the comments section. If you have any thoughts on any of these guys, let me know. But I think Sam Laporta is going to have a phenomenal season, maybe the best by a tight end really in a long time in the NFL if he does achieve something like 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, whatever. Taylor Decker, he's probably never going to be a top 3 left tackle in the league, especially at this point in his career, but I think he's going to maintain and probably be slightly better than what he was last year. Davenport, you just heard me talk about. Rakestraw, though, he could be the real wild card here. I could see him winning the punt and kick return job, impacting the game that way, on top of, at the very least, being one of the best backup cornerbacks in the NFL, maybe even pushing for a starting spot. All right, Duke Crew, let me get over to you guys. Scroll to the top of the screen. Give me just a second. 1, 2, 3. I'm almost there. I'm in the foot race. I'm heading towards the end zone. And here we go. JDC, morning all. Back at you. Michael D, greetings, salutations, coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation points. One pride. Woo! And good to see you. Johnny, good morning to you all. And as always to you too, Johnny. Clark, this would be a long list of names after all the injuries we had last year. Fair statement for sure. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. The next 4 horsemen, question mark. Woo! Hey, gotta love the 4 horsemen of the Lions. Robert, greetings and salutations, and back you. Johnny L, let's find out how they are. How they are. Fair enough. We'll find out who they are and how they are. So, I'm feeling a bit sunburned after yesterday. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed their day and showed respect to those who have fallen. 100%. Hopefully, you can put something on that sunburn. Troy D, good morning, Duke Crew. And as always, good to see you, my friend. Brett DeWitt, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Coffee and Lions Talk Live. Oh, yeah. Exclamation point. Sounds like a good start to your day. Susan, Greetings and salutations, Duke Crew fam. Wingo is going to have a big year, I believe, once he's back. Unfortunately, he's got that knee injury just like Ali McNeil, just like Rodrigo. ACLs take a while to heal, especially for contact sports. I'm hoping the kid does come back. I think he's got some real nice upside. Henry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. What a team. What a podcast. What a time to be a Lions fan. Woo! And as always, Henry, thank you for that. France flying back to the States and coming to the Lions versus Chicago home opener. Just got tickets. Well, enjoy the game. That's going to be a good game to go to, and I'm sure that place is going to be packed, sold out, standing room only. You might have shoulder room only, standing on somebody's shoulders for that game, because not just it being the home opener, but being Ben Johnson, yeah, that is going to be a prime time game. Let's see, Pierce. So I can imagine one player I'm not holding my breath to bounce back. I wonder who that could be. Ezra Gray, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. I'm ready for this undefeated upcoming Super Bowl season. I love the way you're thinking. Let's make that happen. Drake, if Danbort can stay healthy, I think he's a starter. He might be. I mean, he's definitely going to be in the conversation for that without question. Bo, France sounds great. Hey, yes, indeed it does. Pierce, Bo Booth, can we say no to the bottom right corner bouncing back? We'll find out. Johnny L., my wife and I went to my mom's house, cooked up some fillets, and enjoyed a day with her. It was great. Hey, glad you had a great time, my friend. Bo, I can't say no to bouncing back. There you go. Virgil, congrats, France. We are going to try to make it to a game this year. The cost of the tickets just make it hard to get more than one. Yeah, and I get that. I finally talked Jen into going to another game, and I know the game we're looking at, trying to get her, some of her friends to go and some other friends of ours to go, and everybody is kind of noting the ticket prices. Pierce Drake, Lisbon, 21 games played in 3 years. Hey, sounds like the dice are about ready to go his way then. 5 fingers, Freddie. He is skilled, though, when healthy, Pierce. Hoping he stays healthy. Hoping. Yeah, right now that's all he can do. Bo, say yes to 99 bottles of beer. Maybe a few people enjoyed some beer yesterday. Hey, more, I can only say, Duke Crew, if the coffee isn't strong enough to pull hair out of your chest, then it's not ready for Lions Talk Live. Keep it strong, my friend, as always. Drake Lesbon, get him drinking Coach's Mountain Dew. Pierce, hey, it works well for me. Maybe it'll keep him healthy too. JDC, Puff, woo, coffee, and Lions Talk Live. Good morning to you. Bo can't put hair there if he can't strip paint. If he can't strip paint, there you go. Trey, what's good, everybody? Question mark. Rake, I can see on there if he works his way back on being good. Our secondary could be real deep at corner. To your point, yes, if Rakestraw does emerge, the Lions secondary, I mean, we still got to see what happens with the backup safety spots, but as far as the cornerback depth, it would probably be amongst the deepest Lions cornerback group that I think any of us have seen at least since the 90s. Henry, I'll buy that for $1. Bo, there you go. Pierce, trade. I think he is the long-term replacement for Robinson. Yeah, probably long-term. That's where they're going with it for sure. Bo, I want to take you higher. There you go. We get on the elevator. Jess, greetings and salutations. We are down to 6 weeks until training camp. It's about to get real. It is, man. Yes, you get to June, and as we all know, it's the Lions are starting a little bit earlier because of the Hall of Fame game. Yes, basically the NFL season will start in July for us. JK, do Limousino. There we go. Bo, boom, shakalaka. Hey, that's NBA Jam. James, what's up, Duke Crew? Good morning. Back at you, James. Hopefully it's a good start to your day. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. We've got a team of players battling for the right to make the team and snaps. Let the best rise on up. Man, spoken like a true athlete. JK, boy, I'm going to kill that one with White Russian. There we go. Let's see, Pierce, if Danbort plays more than 9 games this year, I will admit I was wrong. It happens, man. Sometimes we're all wrong. Tori, had some rum yesterday in honey-chilled whiskey at JK. That doesn't sound bad at all. Johnny L, pizza and beer. Hey, that's always an award-winning combination. Brett, 9 games laughing. JK, Tori, Apple, congrats. There you go. Pierce, Brett DeWitt, the bar is set low. It is low right now. Let's face it, with Davenport, there is zero expectations. Anything you get out of them is better. Bo, some spicy stuff, Tori. There you go. Voltron Force. I really hope Zeke comes back, but I'm starting to think the plan is always all season for Marcus just to return to the starting left end. Might be. We'll find out in time. I know I do believe Za'Darius Smith will be back, and I think that will be helpful for Mark's standpoint because he'll be able to play less snaps, keep himself healthier longer. Probably a win-win situation for everybody. JK, I'm on Jaros for now. As of for now, there you go. Trim Reaper, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! Back at you. Man Bear, good morning, all. James, does anybody have a dark horse player on the Lions, either draft pick, undrafted free agent, or signed free agent player? Whew. I guess if you want just to the draft picks alone this year, there could be someone, like a Dan Jackson or maybe Lovett or something like that. Could be a dark horse candidate to maybe impact the season for sure. Good question there, James. Brent, I'm hoping for 6 to 7 games. That would be a bounce back year. It would be, but again, low expectations. James, just curious? Well, no worries with that. Tori, so good though. Laughing out loud and have to make sure not to have too much of it. Always on 100%. Pierce, Brent DeWitt, I like the way you think. 7 games remain his average for recent years. Let's hope he can supersede the average. Pierce, Coach, how is the skipper Wu coming? Pretty slow. Steve, bodies will be pushed during camp due to all the options we seemingly have across the board. Yeah, everybody's going to be laying down the line just to try to, again, make the team, and you're going to force competition. Brett Anthony Titus III, running back is my dark horse. That's a good call there. Trim, I want to skip. I want to sip. There you go. Johnny L, let's get this started. It is getting started. Let's see. JK, Ice Ice, baby. Hey, good song back in the day. Pat, good morning, all. Same to you. JK, Iffy, a fishy. There you go. James, Brett DeWitt. Okay, cool. I've heard the name, but haven't watched the tape, but I will. Yeah, check it out when you get some time. Pierce, JK, my family is full of Dolphins fans. I told them if he can stay healthy, he should be their starter. Yes, if he can stay healthy. We all get it, man. That's his only downside. Carrie, morning crew, back at you. James, I like the 72 Dolphins. A lot of people did. JK, agreed, Pierce. I hope the Bolts out down there. There you go. Stephanie, are we setting up any Duke Crew tailgates? I know that's been a question in past years. Just, I don't think we've ever really had a formal one happen. Johnny L, I wish you could find another Jack Lambert. I think we kind of have with a few of our linebackers. Vance, I'll attend if it's the season opener, Stephanie. Yeah, you'll be there, right? Let's see, James, I remember Jack Lambert. He was mean. Brett Graham Glasgow bouncing back would be great also. Hey, competition. Gotta love it if it can happen. Bo, been a lot of good Jacks at linebacker. Yes, indeed. Drake, how good can Tesla really be as a rookie? Question mark. I would think Patrick is our number 3 wideout. Yeah, I could be totally off base here, but I don't think Isaac Tesla is going to beat out Tim Patrick for the number 3 spot unless there's injury. But who knows, man? You also have to beat out Khalif Raymond too, because Khalif, while he's been injured the last few years, he is a veteran. He knows a lot of things. He knows how to get open. He knows the nuances of the NFL. James Bill Romanowski, that's who we need. Oh, all right. We'll go after that. Jess, isn't Jack Campbell our big hitter? He is, I would say, one of the big hitters. JK, I expect Rakestraw to bounce back. I think so. James Brian Branch has trucked players. He has more than once. Silver Server, good morning, Coach and everyone. Same to you, Silver. Johnny L, smash the like button. Yeah, smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Smash all the buttons. James, I would say Brian Branch is the big hitter. Yes, indeed. Mary Smith, good morning, Duke Crew and Lions fans. Hope everyone has a blessed weekend. I hope you had a blessed weekend as well, Mary, as always. Bo, every day's a holiday, Coach. You're not wrong. If you wake up, yeah, you should enjoy it. Walt Marks, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! Made a live show. Woo! Hey, welcome back to the live show there, Walt. Good to see you, my friend. It has been a hot second. James, that Manu guy is supposed to be better. That's what we keep hearing. I hope we see it out on the field. JK, I ain't scared. Go Lions. Don't be scared of anything. Just power forward, my friend. David, what's up, Duke Coach? Exclamation point. I appreciate your consistency. I think Decker will have a better year this year. Me too, David. I think you're spot on with that. I think assuming there's a different guard next to him and someone who's just more familiar with playing the left guard spot, you'll probably see better results from Taylor Decker as well. All right, Silver Server Pierce, I like your consideration on Davenport, but he has to be 9 games. Let's hope it's the final 9, Super Bowl included. I like the way you're thinking. Johnny L, I believe that all of the injured players will be chipped off, all right? Pierce, Silver Server just wanted to be half of the season. Hey, let's hope we can get him for half the season. Coach Rock, good morning. All feeling the results of granddaughter's first softball practice. Woo! Hey, hopefully it was a good one. JK, I swear, if injuries start piling up, I'm done. It might happen. Michael, with 21 starters on the list in 2024. Let's hope more than 4 are ready to come back on board to the team in 2025. I think they'll all be back. They'll all be ready in time. Some of them are going to take longer than others, though. Trim Reaper, did y'all see the scientist who is turning plastic into fuel? Just because I enjoy that kind of stuff, here's what I can say, Trim. I know about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was some scientists, I want to say in the European Union, that had developed, and no joke, some type of worms that can eat plastic and then turn it into a byproduct we can use. I don't remember if it was for fuel or whatever, but they are trying to solve the plastics problem. Johnny L, boom, boom, out go the lights 100% at the time, especially if you don't pay your bills, right? Or drink your Mountain Dew. JK, seen that Viv, the Trim Reaper? I'll have to check it out. James, that Lovett kid might be a good returner. Might be indeed. Now, Brett, TK85 is live. Yes, man. It's like, death and taxes. TK85 is always around in the preseason. Joseph, later, Tom. Nice knowing you. Maybe. Bo, TK85 is alive. Chuck, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Back at you. Brent, keep Z in the D, exclamation point. Oh, yeah. JK, TJ85 equals Isaac Tesla. I'm down with that. Silver Surfer, 4 players who will bounce back: Hutch, Rakestraw, Decker, and Jared Goff. Talking about playoff bounce back. There you go. I did want to keep Hutchinson off the list just because I think the expectations for him are so high. But yeah, you can throw all those people on that list for sure. TK85, there you go. JDC, who was thanked without a fight. Johnny L, the whole team will bounce back. I like your way you were thinking. That's a good thought there. Pierce Silver, I think Glasgow bounces back if he moves back to right guard, his natural position. Doesn't sound like a lot, but changing the hands, yeah, and the dirt leg kick does change technique. Yeah, we're used to just putting placement, sending players, a lot of little details that, if you guys remember with Penei Sewell, that was one of the more impressive things his rookie year. I want to say it went into week 1. He had practiced all off season as the right tackle, and then Taylor Decker got injured like literally just 2 days before they played the 49ers, or maybe it was 3 days, and they slid Penei over to the left tackle. And remember, he hadn't practiced this now in months, and he did a real good job against the 49ers. J.K. Zedarius will bounce back. I think you are correct. Bo, got to go with the Bo plan, man. Always, my friend. Silver, James Willis, love it, might be a returner, but I think that in 4 years of college, he has 1 return for -4 yards. So, well, hopefully he can improve upon those performances. James, if Zedarius is still doing that, dating that girl from Detroit, that would help if we're on good terms. Yeah, if he's dating, I don't remember her name, but the lady from Detroit, then maybe that's a contributing factor as well. Pierce, James Willis, biggest factor, we signed his nephew. Could be. Now, will he make the team? Phil, good morning. Back at you, Phil. Nice new thumbnail. James, Silver, oh, okay, well, I guess I was wrong. It happens, man. We're all there sometimes. Bo, utilization of the two Utes. There you go, the 2 Utes indeed. Silver, Pierce, yes, Glasgow could very well do that, but they drafted 2 guards. Rapp may play center. Manu is your phenom bet, but I wouldn't put him on practice squad. You'll see soap opera. Yeah, I think if any of the rookies go on the practice squad, some other team is going to poach him pretty quick. James, I'd say Gibbs is pretty fast too. Gibbs is pretty fast. One of probably the faster players in the league. Silver, James Willis, but you never know. He has the speed, the acceleration, and the fluidity. Maybe teams never needed him at kick returner. Could be. I don't know enough about his collegiate career in that regards for punt and kick returner. Michigan Panther Pride, I'm late, but just talking about Jake the Goat Bates, yes, he was one heck of a goat to have. One heck of a rookie. Jason in Brooklyn, what do you got? Greetings, salutations, Duke Crew and Coach Dan. Let's go! Exclamation point. One Pride worldwide. Hey, the countdown is on to July, and guess what happens in July? We get training camp. We get the season going in earnest. Bo, the legend of Legatron. Yes, it was a heck of a legend. Big thing, you're all going to be upset when Z will not be a Detroit Lion just as good. Okay, fair enough. Phil, will Bates hit a 70-yarder this year? I could see in the preseason them letting them go for it, or maybe in the regular season, like right before half or end of end of the game or something like that, let him go for it, because we all get it. Warm-ups, he can crush him. He can hit him. Now it just has to do it in the game. Michigan Panther Pride, Jake Bates bobblehead giveaway at the last home game Saturday. We'll check it out. Trim Reaper, to the moon masturbates. Oh, yeah. Exclamation points. James Willis, Silver. Yeah, that's kind of why I thought it would be a good returner, was because of his feet. He does have some wheels, don't he? Michael, laughing out loud, he should have 2, Phil. There we go. JK, Blue Moon Orange Bates. There you go. Jim Rayburn laughing. James, we need Mike Allstott. That's pounding the ball. Yes, or well, he might be a little bit slow nowadays, but hey, who knows? Maybe we can still get him to play. Joseph, JJ is the great unknown, historically low use rate in college. He did, I'd say they put him in some favorable situations when he was throwing. JK, JJ McCarthy, we'll go with that. Joseph, Swift has zero contract balance, maybe. See, a contact balance, excuse me, a silver server. And by the way, I'm pretty sure Lions do not draft just for camp bodies. If they draft even in the 7th, they believe you can make the roster. I do not see Dominic Lovett going to the practice squad. No, me either. I think somebody will snatch him if he goes there. JC, greeting and salutations, Drew Crew, and back at you. 11-1. I say, excuse me, until then, Bears are going to take a couple of years with a new coach and second-year quarterback. Yeah, could be. Joseph Davenport remaining healthy would make the defense scary good. I think you are right. Trim Reaper, don't stop believing. Never stop, my friend. Till the Hun, Terrion Arnold plus Enos Rakestraw is the difference between a great team and a Super Bowl. Let's get the Super Bowl. Server, I tell you what I think is missing from that Lions backfield. Somebody just like Craig Reynolds, only 260 pounds. Hey, let's see if we can maybe get him some more hot now, beef him up a little bit. Johnny L, the trim never stops. There you go, James. Well, Decker has to stay healthy. He does. That will help. If he can't stay healthy, he won't be on the field, and then he won't help. JK, the Huns were Rasian Nomads. There you go, Attila. Silver Surfer, Joseph. Yes, it would. Trim Reaper, we should go grab Christian Barmore, defensive end from New Orleans, Alabama kid. Maybe we can. James, that has to stuck playing injured. Yeah, it's probably not fun playing injured, especially at the NFL level. JK, they were Turkish, I read. It happens, man. JK, Javelin Mongers. All right. Trim Reaper, Devin Hurt. Well, Devin Hurt will have a great season. I see what you did there. Courtney, I agree. TR. JK, Davenport was injured by a slap. I'm concerned. Yeah, it was he got, 2 judo chops on the elbow or the seam of the elbow, which I think caused the injury. Kerry, Jamarco Jones needs to play preseason, same as Nate Lynn and Ukwa. I'm down with all of them. Nobody's Kepler. If we have Z back, that would help Davenport be healthy, and that will help us. Yes, I would agree. Having them both, rotating them more, keep them all fresher, sort of like the running back room. You keep everybody healthy longer. Kurt Steele, what up, Duke Crew? What's up, man of Steel? Michigan Panther, what up, Kurt? Andrew, Shepard is going to limit his snaps this year and try to keep him healthy. Hey, that might be the answer. JK, I'll rather have Laporta keep blocking. Yeah, he'll probably be asked to be doing some blocking. Kurt Steele, good morning, Michigan Panther Pride. We are back tomorrow. Hey, welcome back, my friend. Hopefully you enjoyed the holiday. JP, hello, Kurt Steele. Nobody's Kepler. If we have Z back, that will help Mark Davenport and help out our defense in the matter of keeping points off the board. Can't win if we let teams score 28 plus each game and we have shootouts. It does not seem like a sustainable factor for victory. Kurt Steele, good morning. JP, good morning. Earl, let's go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Good to see you, Earl. It's been a hot second. Trim River, what up, though? Professor Steele. Michigan Panther Pride, thanks, Kurt. We rescheduled our Monday show until today in observation of the holiday. There you go. Let's see. JK, morning, Kurt. Kurt Steele, JK, morning. Brent, salute, Kurt Steele. JDC, Dre Force Rocks, and he rolls. Kurt Steele, Brent DeWitt, salute my guy. James, who is our dark horse player? Hey, let me know, man. There's probably a few we could throw on that list, right? James, I know I asked it already. It happens, man. It happens. Nobody's Gambler. I want to win. We have to keep points off the scoreboard. Just can't say, we can score more than the other team. 28 a game, 21 and under is what the Lions need to accomplish. Yeah, if we can keep teams under 21 points a game, we're probably got a pretty good chance to win most games. Jennifer, morning, Duke Crew, exclamation point. We are going to do something great this year. I like the way you're thinking. Amy, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew, exclamation point. On Pride, go Lions. Push the buttons. Woo! Hey, thanks for that, Amy. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. JK, Attila the Hun was a Eastern European king back in the 400s. Yeah, he's been around and a Lions fan for that long, I guess. Server, yes, coach, but even before the judo chop, Davenport had missed another game. So due to a leg muscle injury, fellow Lions fans, after you lit a candle at the painted world, light one up for Davenport. Yeah, I want to say it was the second game of the year. He played the Rams game, and then the game after that, he was out, I want to say, for some sort of injury. I don't remember what it was, but you're right on that, Silver Server. Trim Reaper, I make it bounce. There you go. Michigan Panther Pride, last Panthers home game Saturday. $30 gets you in the door, and I'll feed you at the tailgate before the game. Hey, there you go. Go enjoy the game, my friends. Silver, if the English fellow coming in today, oh boy, with the holiday, I didn't even think about it. Shoot, I forgot about Anthony. Man, I'll have to send him a text and say, sorry, the holiday threw me off. Michigan Panther Brian, Silver, think he usually comes on Wednesdays. No, it is Tuesdays for Ant-Man. It's just, with the holiday yesterday, I didn't even think about it. James Rakestraw has a long way to go, indeed. Phil, 6 hours on the lake, 7 fishing, and slight sunburn. There you go. JK, Breakstraw, no. There you go. Silver, there are always injuries in the DB room. Hopefully, the injuries Rakestraw is expected to contribute outside first, inside second. There you go. Kerry, Detroit Panthers need interior defense linemen, in your opinion. There you are. All right. Courtney, Dark Horse, defense vet, Ahmed. There you go. Silver, if Saboom comes back, he is needed. Lions had an agreement with him as soon as they release him. Again, at least I hope so. We'll find out in time. A couple months from now, and we will know. Gary, Ahmed, probably 1 year from starting, maybe. Nobody's capital. The season will be as tough as it can, but we can do it defensively. Stays healthy. I expect us to keep the scores down, minus the handful of elite teams that play Baltimore, Kansas City, etc. 22 points and under. Let's see if we can keep them under that. Jonathan Smith doesn't want to do the OTA, wants to spend some time with the family. He will sign with Lions. I think you're right with that. Randy Parsons, is it true that Calvin is coming back to an assistant coach? Not that I'm aware of. I know he's come into some practices from time to time or preseason stuff and worked with guys, but just kind of real limited capacity, but almost like a volunteer. Term Reaper, my computer froze from hitting all the buttons. There you go. Hey, thanks for that. Silver Ahmed is a strong kid, has a lot of enthusiasm, but he is a true kid. The NFL is a hard league and will face grown men and will be surrounded by toughness. Lots of learning and growing to do. I agree with that. DM5, life is too short. Do good, forgive, achieve, and most importantly, love. Blessings, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Same to you, DM5. Hopefully you're having a great day. Hey, you got Coach, have you ever thought about making some Duke Crew merch? About a year ago or so, Jen made a store or whatever online, put it up there. But the problem is, just as costs for everything kept going up, the shipping costs and everything, just to keep it somewhat reasonably, we had to break even. And then it became within, I think, a few months, anytime somebody bought some, I was having them pay for it. We were losing money, and that's just not a good system. Let's see, Big Belly, Lou, who do you think is better, Rutledge or Frazier? Ooh. Because I really like Miles Frazier. Boy, that's going to be a good question. I think let me put it this way, Lou. I think if you want somebody who can be a center and guard, it's probably Nate Rutledge. If you're looking for somebody who can be a guard and a tackle, it's probably Miles Frazier. Well, let's see. Hit the like button for Dan the Duke Crew. Woo! Thank you for that. Kerry, Rutledge by far as it stands now. We'll find out. Joseph, Rutledge and Frazier. Hey, they're both going to be pretty good, I hope. Earl Zedarius' girlfriend is dating. Her name is Cash Doll. Thank you for that. I couldn't remember the name offhand. Coach Rock, also, once you get confused like Goff did in the second, becomes easier and get to the offensive line, needs to do their thing this year and protect. Yeah, protect him, give him time, he'll be all right. Remember, at least in my opinion, everything started falling down with Goff and the offense. That second series, we were in the red zone, 3rd and 1. Glasgow he gets destroyed on the play. Instant pressure in the backfield. The other thing that exacerbated that play breaking down and Goff fumbling is, St. Brown slipped and fell. So it was a timing pattern on a quick out. The fact that he had both of those breakdowns happen at the same time, Goff had to eat it. And when he ate it, he fumbled the football. Well, can I get a Sheila? Woo! You know what? Why not? 1, 2, and a 3. And there you go, Walt. James Earl. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. There you go. Kerry. JDC, I do believe we're going to see some new stuff from the Lions this season. Probably true. Brett Silver, Anthony Titus, 6'1", 226 pounds, and runs like a beast. Exclamation point. Hope he makes it. We'll find out. James, if Titus is any good like Craig Reynolds, maybe out the door. It is possible. I did list Craig Reynolds is one of the guys probably battling for a roster spot. Even though the fans know him, the coaches know him, at the end of the day, he's probably going to be in a bit of a dogfight. JDC, Kerry, should be a rip snorter of a season. Gonna be fun to watch. There you go. James, Titus will need to be a good receiver. Probably true. Trim Reaper. Best part of waking up is Lions Talk Live and a few shots of dew in your cup. Woo! I'll take that every time. Ratledge, says Trim Reaper. James, I'm going to watch some Titus highlights. Yeah, go check it out. Black J.R. Jones, hit that like button. Thank you for that. Michael, see you tomorrow, Coach. We'll see you then. Off the top, her name is Cashed Out. Thanks for that. Thank you for that. JDC, Happy Trails, Gold Lions victory. Bo, Happy Trails, Duke Crew, all ready for summer. See you tomorrow. We'll see you then, and enjoy the summer. Cash Dow, says Hun. Lions fan, 951. Everyone have a great day. Go Lions. Trim Reaper, have a great day, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! And back at you. Happy Trails, one pride worldwide, exclamation point. So real quick before you guys check out and leave, if you could be so kind, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit all the buttons. If there is breaking news later today, I'll get it to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, do something kind for somebody you don't know. Have a great day. Be a good human being, and we'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? Help Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?